Deep within the suffocating dampness of a forgotten basement, something ancient and hungry begins to stir. The Jenglot, a creature no larger than a human hand, yet carrying a malice that spans centuries, opens its hollow, sunken eyes. Its skin is like parched leather, stretched tight over a skeletal frame that has seen the rise and fall of empires. For too long, it has lived in the silence of its wooden casket, fed only by the occasional offering of blood. But tonight, the hunger is different. It is a hollow ache in its cold, non-existent heart. It seeks a companion, a queen of the shadows to share its eternal curse. With a creak of brittle joints, it begins to crawl toward the light of the full moon.
The creature skitters across the stone floor, its movements unnatural and jerky, like a puppet controlled by invisible, trembling strings. It reaches the threshold of the outside world, where the night air smells of rain and rotting jasmine. The village is asleep, blissfully unaware of the tiny terror moving through the tall grass. Every rustle of the wind sounds like a whispered invitation to the Jenglot. It senses a pulse, not the pulse of a living heart, but the cold vibration of another supernatural entity. It knows she is out there, somewhere in the veil between the living and the dead. The journey begins under the watchful, pale eye of the moon.
Through the dense undergrowth of the jungle, the Jenglot travels. Its long, yellowed claws dig into the earth, pulling its withered body forward with surprising speed. The forest here is thick and suffocating, the trees whispering secrets to one another as the creature passes. Owls fall silent, and the insects stop their chirping, sensing the predatory aura of the mummified ghost. It stops for a moment by a stagnant pond, its reflection looking back, a monster seeking love in a world of fear. It believes that somewhere in these shadows, a bride awaits, a spirit as dark and lonely as itself. It continues its trek, guided by a scent that only the dead can smell.
The path leads to the edge of an ancient cemetery, a place where the barrier between worlds is thin and frayed. The Jenglot feels a surge of energy here, the lingering sorrow of the departed acting as a fuel for its dark purpose. It climbs atop a moss-covered headstone, its tiny head tilting as it listens to the wind. There, in the distance, a faint humming can be heard, a melody that is both beautiful and terrifying. It is a song of longing, a siren call that resonates with the Jenglot's own isolation. It is the sound of the bride he has dreamed of in his long centuries of slumber. He moves toward the sound, his movements becoming more frantic and desperate.
The humming grows louder, leading him toward a massive banyan tree, its roots twisting like petrified snakes into the ground. The air here is freezing, thick with the scent of incense and old blood. Suspended in the air, just beneath the hanging roots, a pale figure begins to take shape. She is tall, draped in a tattered white shroud that flows like water in the wind. Her hair is a black river that hides her face, but her presence is unmistakable. She is a Kuntilanak, a vengeful spirit of the night. To any human, she is a harbinger of doom, but to the Jenglot, she is the perfect partner, a creature born of tragedy and darkness, just like him. He approaches her slowly, his sharp claws retracting slightly in a gesture of uncharacteristic submission. He chitters a low, guttural sound, a language forgotten by the living. The pale figure stops her humming and slowly turns her head. Her skin is the color of bone, and her eyes are empty pits of darkness. She looks down at the tiny preacher at her feet, and for a moment the forest goes completely still. No wind, no sound, only the two monsters staring at each other,
across the divide of their different hells. The Jenglot offers a small, dried flower he found along the way, a pathetic yet genuine token of his dark affection.
To his surprise, the ghost woman reaches down. Her fingers are long and tapering, ending in nails that are as sharp as the Jenglot's own fangs. She touches his mummified head, her touch cold as ice. A flicker of something resembling joy passes through the Jenglot's withered form. He has found her. The journey through the dark, the hunger, the centuries of loneliness, it was all for this moment. They are a match made in the abyss, two terrors that the world has tried to forget. She picks him up, cradling him against her cold chest, and he feels a sense of belonging he has never known before. He believes they will haunt the world together. But then the atmosphere shifts. The melody she was humming turns into a harsh, rhythmic chanting. The white shroud she wears begins to glow with an unnatural, sickly yellow light. The Jenglot tries to move, but he finds himself paralyzed, his limbs heavy as lead. He looks up and sees that her face is changing. The ghostly features are melting away, revealing not a spirit, but a mask of clay. Behind the mask, eyes of a living human stare back with cold, calculating greed. This was not a meeting of souls. It was a lure. The forest around them begins to dissolve, revealing the walls of a ritual chamber. They were never in the jungle at all.
The Jenglot realizes with a jolt of terror that he has been played. The bride was an illusion created by a powerful shaman. Around the room, figures in dark robes emerge from the shadows, their faces hidden by hoods. They have been searching for a Jenglot of his lineage for years, needing his ancient essence to complete a dark ritual of immortality. He was not being sought for love, he was being hunted for power. The bride was merely the bait, a psychic projection designed to play on his one weakness, the vestige of his human desire for companionship. Now he is trapped within a circle of salt and blood.
The head shaman steps forward, holding a glass jar etched with ancient protective runes. He speaks in a voice that sounds like grinding stones, thanking the creature for coming so willingly. The Jenglot hisses, his fangs bared, but he is powerless against the binding spells. He is forced into the jar, his small body cramped and humiliated. As the lid is screwed tight, he looks out through the glass and sees the bride one last time, the illusion flickering out like a dying candle. He is back in a box, but this time there will be no escape. His quest for a wife has led him to an eternal prison, a prize in a human's collection.
The room grows quiet as the candles are blown out one by one. The shaman places the jar on a shelf alongside dozens of others, each containing a different spirit, a different nightmare captured in glass. The Jenglot's red eyes glow dimly in the dark, a silent testament to his failure. He is a monster, yes, but he learned too late that the most dangerous monsters are the ones who walk among the living, using the desires of the dead to feed their own. His journey is over, not with a wedding, but with a sale to the highest bidder in the black market of the supernatural. Be careful what you seek in the shadows, for the heart's desires can be a deadly trap. The Jenglot remains a prisoner of his own longing, waiting for the next owner to feed him just enough blood to keep his misery alive. The darkness of the jungle still holds many secrets, but some are better left undisturbed. If you enjoyed this journey into the macabre, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Join us next time as we uncover more tales of the unseen and the unmistood. Sleep well if you can, and keep an eye on the shadows. You never know who or what is looking for a companion tonight.